And speaking of seeing it all, whether by bike or foot, the UGT is an ideal way to navigate our central business district and see some spectacular locations you likely haven't seen before and some you are very familiar with, like the heart of the CBD, Swift Corridor. For over a decade, the City of Richland has been working hard to improve our central business district, and right now, a development in the Swift Corridor is putting brick and mortar to the city's vision.
The medical campus is just one of the anchors of Swift Corridor. So really what we're trying to do is to create this people-oriented area. We have plenty of places for people to live, we have places for people to work, and in the urban design business we talk about the third place. So where do you go to meet your friends? Where do you go for entertainment? Where do you go to have a drink after work? Those are the kinds of uses that we're trying to encourage in the corridor, in addition to these employment uses and the entertainment uses, the residential and lodging opportunities that we have on the riverfront. This is exactly the kind of development we're trying to encourage in the corridor. And in that particular case, the city owned a small parking lot on the north side of Swift. It was a little too narrow to develop on its own, but we worked with the adjacent property owner to the north, Greg Markell, and we found that he was interested in redeveloping the rest of his property. So it created a great opportunity to combine the piece of property that the city held with the rest of his property. We put together a land sale with some conditions on how that property could be developed. He's come to us with plans for a couple of food outlets, a Jimmy John's and a Taco Time on one corner, and then a tavern, which I believe he's going to theme on Doofus Boomer, which he had that tavern at WSU, and so he's going to recreate that here in the Tri-Cities. Both of these buildings will have roof terraces, so that's another way you can kind of enliven the streetscape in this area, and we think it'll just be a great place for people to gather and meet their friends and have a good time. Our council in their strategic planning and our thinking about the future of this community, we've wanted to create opportunities for different kinds of activities. But what we really don't have is something that is more urban in character and very pedestrian oriented. And we hear from our citizens that that's something that they think we should have. We know that that's something that young professionals are looking for, and we're trying real hard to recruit young professionals to the community because that's important for our long-term economic vitality. But we think we've got a really great opportunity in Richland because our downtown is immediately adjacent to our riverfront. So you start to get this synergy between these places that people already want to be. And if we can just take these next couple of steps, we think we can really create a very attractive environment that people from all over the Tri-Cities and visitors to the community will want to come to.
Cadlick and CBC have partnered on one building and recently announced plans to build a second building which will support additional educational programs that will help build the medical industry. The city is currently working with the Government Services Administration to try and acquire the north half of the federal building parking lot. We would use that location to encourage development, and the 650 G-Way site, often referred to as the Hole, is close to being developed. City staff believes we have the right mix of tenants and a developer there to let the project move forward. So stay tuned, several key projects for our downtown are underway.